What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Episode one. We in the house, man. It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco. I haven't said that in so long. I had to say it today. And I'm here with my brother Shy. And this is episode one of Breaking Philly, man. How's it going, Shy? How you doing, brother?
What's happening? What's happening? I'm feeling good on my end. How about yourself, good brother?
I can't complain, bro. I can't complain. Let's start where it needs to start, right? The drama is over. The storm is over. We are done with all this drama, with all this craziness. We talked about the whole AJ Brown situation and what we thought about it, what we thought was going to happen. Now that it's over, I know you did a very good documentary, first of all. So if anybody hasn't seen that, definitely go check that out. But what are your thoughts now that everything's over? Everything is the dust is settled, so to speak. What are your thoughts now?
So, man, honestly, two thoughts, right? First of all, I believe we got fleeced. Everybody's like, hey, we didn't get fleeced. We got with AJ Brown. We was over AJ Brown. I told you the last time we hopped on this thing. I wanted the first and a first and a second, or first and the third. We ended up getting the first and the fifth. Everyone's like, it's based on all this other stuff that's going on, but I believe that we got fleeced. I think Harry Roseman kind of rolled over a little bit. He should have stuck to his gun because this whole off season is like they're gonna get a first and a second, or a first and a third. How do you go back from that to a fifth? But I digress. The trade's already done. Now AJ Brown actually being in New England and being away from Philadelphia. At first, it was bittersweet. It was bittersweet. I put it in my the documentary. It's called He Was the Deep, the AJ Brown story. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. Link in bio on my end. We'll do something. Put a little picture up here. I don't know, but I gave him his flowers. I was like, yeah, I'm sad that AJ Brown's on the way out. I appreciate him for everything that he did for the organization, 4 good years, right? And then the brother goes out and pretty much showing us behind. He pretty much showing us who he really is. So on that end, it left a bad taste in my mouth, as well as a lot of other people's mouth. So in the middle, I was like 50-50. I was like 50-50. I was like, hey, it had to be done, and I did want him to stay. But now that he's gone and he's pretty much shown who he is, then I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad it happened. And at least we got a first for it. It could have been a second. At least we did get a first for it. But I'm glad. I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah,
It had to happen.
I'm not too mad. I'm not too mad at the trade. I mean, it's one of those things that yes, a fifth isn't exactly what I wanted. Would I have wanted, a second or a third or whatever it may be, or maybe a player that, at a position we needed. But at the same time, it's like, bro, if you don't want to be here, I don't even care at that point. I do think when you look at the totality of the trade, right? When you look at from beginning to end, you got the first, I think we even said this, you got the first, you gave up, the first and the third to get him. Then you go out there, you win a Super Bowl, you go to 2, you put up a bunch of numbers. Him and Jalen Hurts looked really good together for those 4 years. And then you get a 5th round pick. Basically, you gave up a third, had to move down 2. I'm not too mad at it. Like, I'm trying to look at it in the totality of it. And realistically, if you are leaving the Philadelphia, I don't know what you're going to the Patriots for, but whatever it is, it doesn't make much sense. You could have got it in Philadelphia. So I'm happy it's over, like you said. I think that we're going to probably over the weeks, which we will talk about, I guess, some of the rumors that are milling around. But yeah, over the next couple of weeks, I'm sure we're going to hear more about what actually happened and who's to really blame. But right now, as we sit, it kind of seems like AJ Brown was a diva, like you said, and he just kind of was all about self. And if it was, we'll talk about that rumor with the whole massage therapist. If that's true, that's like really bad. Like there's bad and then there's really bad. If that's true, that's really bad. I don't want to believe that it's true, but it sounds a little bit too too detailed to not be true. You know what I'm saying?
And everybody else coming out and saying it. Normally, I don't dig into all the rumors and the speculations and all that. But bro, hella people are coming out saying that is we gonna get into that in a second. But hella people are coming out and saying that it's true. And then you got BG. Remember, he was like they was cool at one point, and number one is trying to do it, but it's 11 was messing it up. I think it all has to do with it. Got if man, if this is because of somebody who gives massages, that's crazy. That's crazy. You blow
Yeah.
up a Super Bowl team for a masseuse that you wasn't even serious about. You're not even. That's not even one of your man. Come on now. That's some
And
high
my thing
school stuff.
is that my thing is the way that it read is that it wasn't even about the actual therapist, right? It was about Jalen not telling him or so. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, this is a business. At the end of the day, if you really feeling like some type of way because girl stuff happens over girls all the time. Like it is what it is. We both men. We're both. I think you're married as well, right? If I'm not
Yeah, I'm
mistaken. But
yeah.
we're both married. We're both happily married men. But we've all been, single. It is what it is. We've all had arguments with our boys over women and stuff like that. But to let it get to this point is like
Wow.
it's crazy. It's crazy. You had a guy that you were literally best friends with. You guys were, a godfather to your child and
Hey,
this and that and the third. And now this is where it makes no sense to me, but I guess it doesn't have to make sense to me. Let me ask you this.
yeah.
Do you think AJ Brown will be better than he was in Philadelphia for the Patriots, the same, or do you think he's gonna decline a little bit?
Okay, so let me set the stage for you real quick, right? So AJ is the new car off the lot, right? It looks good. It looks good, but once you get that
Mm-hmm.
thing off the lot, the value depreciates. So it's gonna be a smoke screen when it starts. He's gonna be real good for the
Mm-hmm.
Patriots. I think the first 2 or 3 games, he's gonna be all right, and then it's gonna be AJ Brown's doing this. AJ Brown is the future of New England, and then we're gonna see that decline because once he doesn't get the ball, he's gonna go back
Exactly.
and start crying to himself. And then we got to think about
Exactly.
everything that's happening in regards to the speed ain't there, the separation ain't there. We all know AJ Brown got bad knees. AJ Brown's knees are graham cracker dust. Them things. He take one step, them knees turn into flames, burst into
Mm-hmm.
flames.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
Remember Becky with the
You
good
ain't
hair?
wrong.
It's AJ with the
Yeah.
bad knees. AJ
It's
with the
AJ
bad
with the
knees.
priorities. And it's crazy because listen, man, I played sports when I was young and I've tore my MCL. And ever since then, I never got the surgery I was supposed to get, right? But ever since then, I've had to like drain my knees every now and then. And that shit hurts, bro. That does not feel good. Having to drain your knees does not feel good. And then to go out there and play, 40 minutes of a game or 60 minutes of a game or whatever it may be, that's not easy. And you bring up a very good point that once Drake May has to be because we don't give this enough credit. The maturation of an NFL quarterback is being able to spread the ball around. Right?
Mm-hmm.
When you look at Tom Brady wasn't just throwing it to Gronk. Obviously, Gronk had, his touches and everything,
Yeah.
but he wasn't just keying in on one person or that person. He got the ball to everyone. And that's what Jalen Hurts was doing. And at some point, that's what Drake May's gonna have to do. So it's gonna happen that you're gonna get upset about your targets. And God forbid they go out there and get Stephon Diggs and Cardi B starts giving out massages. We know it's gonna be problems then. It's gonna be problems then. But it brings up the good question. It brings up another question because we talk about AJ Brown and himself, and I'll say I think that I don't want to say he's going to have a major decline. I don't think he'll have a major regression, but I do think that he's going to go down in terms of impact on the game. I think that when you look at what we were doing, especially towards the end of his tenure with us, we were force feeding that dude. We were force feeding the heck out of him. He
Lost
was
his
getting
legs.
10,
Yeah.
11, 12 targets a game. So I think that it's going to be a natural regression because I don't think he's going to see that there. And they like to run the ball as well. So it is what it is. But it brings up the next question kind of in the next topic. And shout out to Philly Irish Drew. He brings up saying that he thinks the Pats are going to be 10-7. He had them at 10-7 before the trade. Still think they're a 10-win team. But he says that he still has the Eagles between 12 and 14 games this year. So that begs the question. And I'll say this. I do think that the Eagles got better by losing AJ Brown, and I love AJ Brown, and I'm not one of those guys that's gonna hate watch AJ Brown. I really don't care. It is what it is. I don't love it, but it is what it is.
I'm a hater.
I
Hater.
I'm a hater.
Damn.
I'm a hate watch. I'm a hate watch. No, it is what it is for me. Like it is what it is. I've learned you know what I do for my job and everything. I'm around athletes a lot. I've learned I got to shut up sometimes and just, these people are people too, and you never know when you're gonna run into them in business meetings. But anyways,
Yeah. Uh,
I think that when you look at this Eagles team, by proxy, I think they've gotten better because you have the type of players in a Devontae Smith, in a Mekhi Lemon, in a Eli Stowers, in a Dallas Goedert, I mean, we can go down the list that aren't going to
Octavian Wicks,
demand
Tyler
five,
Brown.
to 10 targets a game. So I think that that's big, and I think that that'll be a big part why we get better. So I do think 12 to 14 games is still very fair. Where are you as far as wins this year?
Bro, I had us winning like 13 to 14 games. And then somebody commented, I don't remember the gentleman's name. He's like, "Oh, I'll take that bet." And I was like, "Bro, get out of here, bro. Let me live my dreams, man. Let me have this." But I think that we do win between 12 betting line 13 games. 13 games. We do have a weaker schedule. I think we're ranked 7th in regards to that, but the rest time is a little bit shaky on there, but I think that with the talent that we have, we can definitely win between 12 and 14 games. And I think by the final 3 games, we'll be resting the starters because we'll already have either a Birch already locked up or we be set and steady. So definitely gonna go with 13 wins. You're gonna be a little bit of shaking the cobwebs out, learning Sean Mannion's new offense. But I think we finna be good. We finna be good. Devontae Smith finna have a breakout year. Finna have a breakout year. Dontavian Wicks gonna prove a lot of people wrong. And Mekhi Lemon's already Mekhi Lemon. He already got that target on his back, and I know he gonna go out. He gonna show off, and he gonna show out. So I'm going. I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna say 13 wins. I'm going 13 wins. How you feel about that?
I think that's more than fair. I like this team. I like this team. I think that this is the exact type of team that we were trying to build. I think you have to build this type of team around a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, guys that are just willing to do whatever it is, whether it's run blocking or being out there and being a great pass catcher. So I think we do get better, and I think sky's the limit for this team. And we talked about it earlier with the whole, is this a make or break year for Jalen Hurts? I think that every year is a make or break year for every player. I think that it's very important to be better than you were last year, right? But I mean, this could make his case for his after football career. Like this season could really be the direction. Like if he goes out there and throws for 4,000 yards, we go to the playoffs, we make a nice little push. People might be talking about Jalen Hurts as a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? If we can win another Super Bowl and Jalen Hurts is the main cog, there's no real even though I don't think you can make an argument that he wasn't important in our win. There's no arguing, right? Everybody was saying AJ carried him. This person carried him. That person carried him. I think it's fair to say that this is Jalen's team, and if he can go out there and win this Super Bowl, it's on him. So yeah, I think this could be a really big year for Jalen, just in the fact of his legacy. I think this is a legacy year for him. I think he's always going to be remembered in Philadelphia, but what happens after that can be determined this year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's always been about legacy, and it's always been about who came before Jalen Hurts, who they're bringing in to help Jalen Hurts, what's going to happen after those weapons leave, and this is his opportunity to be like, this is my show. If I want to throw it, I can throw it. If I want to run it, I can run it. I'm versatile. I can do whatever I need to do to win. And a lot of people don't really like that, but I think in regards to his legacy, this is the year. This is the year they have a new offensive coordinator that's tailored to his strengths, spreading the ball around. You got the cancer that was in the locker room in AJ Brown. No matter how good he was a cancer in the locker room. He's gone, and people saw him as a security blanket. So if Hurts can go out there and ball out, put them numbers up, and show that he's elite, it's gonna shut a whole lot of people up. And I can't wait to
Yeah,
see it. I know
yeah.
he's gonna do it. The dude's never shied away from a challenge. And every time they said he can't do it, the man comes out and he gets it done.
Yeah. I want to give some shout outs real quick. We have 50 people in here between the channels. So we appreciate everybody. Hey, this is our first episode, obviously, of many. So we are breaking Philly, man. We just trying to have some fun and just talk some birds, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to Shy in the building, Janine in the building, Eagles Dynasty 20. Krista is in the building, Philly Irish Drew. Who else we got in here? Moon Dust is in the building. Who else we
What?
got in here? Vincent. What's up to everybody? Shout out to my guy Vincent. He said that first time live viewer, I think 11-6, and they make a wild card this season. I think that would be.
Uh, I don't like that.
I
We
think
don't
that would
do
be a
well in wild
disappointment.
card. We don't do well in wild card games. We be losing.
That
We
would be a
lose.
disappointment.
I, we gonna have to agree to disagree. At least we both got. At least we all are in agreement that we're gonna make the playoffs. At least we're in agreement
I'm
there.
cool
But
with that. Exactly. I'm cool with that. I really don't see anybody in this division giving us a try. Like, I think Dallas will be improved just because they have a defense ish now. I think the Giants will maybe be better if they stay healthy, and I think that the Washington Commanders are a question mark for me. I mean, they're
wow,
old and they're unhealthy. Yeah, that's what
wow,
I'm saying. They're old and unhealthy. So that's not a good combination for me. You know what I'm saying? But quickly, I do want to say shout out to my guy Vicente because we work together. And I was telling you that I'm going out next week. I'm going out to Miami to rip some products at the Fanatics headquarters. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And I was just told that it's Theo Johnson. Do you know who Theo Johnson is?
I know who Theo
The
Johnson.
Titan for the Giants. So I'm going to be out there ripping some product with a New York Giant, but he's also a Penn State alumni. So
Yeah, I remember that.
let's go Penn State. I'm cool with that. We're just going to talk about that the whole time, but I'm excited for that. Shout out to
Let's
Cool
go,
Cat
man.
Connor in the
Congratulations,
building,
man.
a legend in the building. But yeah, I'm excited about that. That should be fun. Hopefully I could bring some stuff back. Maybe we could give something back next, give something out next week. But anyways, let's get back into. I think that yeah, somebody said NFC champs. We're making the playoffs. I
Right.
don't see how we don't. I really, if we don't, there's gonna be a lot of people on the hot seat. If we go, let me ask you and let me ask everybody in the chat. If we go 9-7, or no, we'll be 9-8, right? 9-8, or 8-9, or 7-10, something like
Sure.
that, and we miss the playoffs. Are we talking about Jalen Hurts? Are we sitting here having a conversation about whether or not Jalen Hurts is going to be our quarterback moving forward?
Absolutely, absolutely. Even when he's winning, they're talking about replacing Jalen Hurts. It's his show, and each opportunity they have to get him out of the building, they will. Even if he's not steering the ship, it's on him. Sean Mannion could be a bust. I'm not saying he's going to be a bust. He can
Yeah.
go out and this offense can be complete hot buttered ass, but it will be Jalen
Mhm.
Hurts' fault because he's the quarterback. The quarterback takes all the slack, and he's one of the most scrutinized figures in the NFL. And that's me just being honest. So if we go out there and we win oh god, 7 games. Oh, make me want to pee myself. If we go out there, we win 7 games. If we win 9 games, it's a failure. Even if we do manage to make the playoff by the skin of our teeth, it's we a wild card. We a wild card.
Mhm.
And you've seen what happens when we're a wild card team with the talent that we have on this team. Anything beneath 11 wins is a failure, in my opinion. And I'm sticking with that. That is my hill, and I ain't gonna die on it. That is my hill, and I'll gladly stand on top of it. If we don't win 10 to 11 games, then it's a failure. And then they're going to be talking about Jalen Hurts in a negative. Well, it's always in a negative light. They're going to just dump. They finna dump on him. Even if we do go to the playoffs and it's a first round out, they finna dump on him.
I
You
know a
can't
lot of
replace him though.
people. I know a lot of people, and we talk about Jalen Hurts. I think that you have to have that conversation depending on how he, you know what I'm saying, performs. Obviously, it really depends on how he performs. I don't think you can blame him for last year and he had a bad year. So I think that there's context, but I don't think you can, like, you know what I'm saying? After last year, I think he was a bad year for him, but I don't think it was one of those he can't lead this team. He's terrible. I think that there's context. We can be bad and it cannot be his fault. You know what I'm saying? We could be bad and it could be other things that, are the reason for that. But I gotta bring this up. All right. Chauncey says nowhere. No one's talking about Jalen Hurts. Nick's ass will be gone. And Shy, I believe that might be your lady. She agreed. She said, I believe the coach will be gone before Jalen. I don't know, bro. I look, man. I'm a huge Nick Sirianni fan. I don't know if you can see it back there, but I have a Nick Sirianni card right there. I'm a big Nick Sirianni fan. I think that looking at what the Eagles have had at coach, we have been very lucky. Very, very lucky because when you look at outside of Andy Reid obviously was one of our best coaches, if not our best coach. But when you look at everybody else, they just weren't really built for this city. Like Doug Peterson was never really built for this city. I don't think Chip Kelly was ever built for this city. You can go back to Dick Vermeil. Dick Vermeil wasn't really built for this city. Like these dudes weren't tough enough to be out here. I think that Nick Sirianni has the tough skin to take the blame for a lot of things that aren't really his fault. I mean, realistically, we can say it about players, we can say it about play. He takes the blame for a lot of things that aren't his fault.
But what is his fault? What is his fault? Dude, I say this to everybody. And I know you might get upset about this, but Nick Sirianni don't do nothing. Nothing. He's a glorified guidance counselor, dude. He's a morale guy. He's a rah-rah guy. I'm going to keep the team together. He may be the glue, but at the end of the day, man, you can run without it. You don't call plays. When you did, it was ass. You don't make steam. When you did, it was ass. Like, what do you do? You're the face, not the face of the Eagles, but you the leader of the Eagles. The rod that's gonna take everything coming down. Was rightfully so. Because if you're not doing nothing else, you gotta take the tomato to the face. He
Yeah.
don't.
I,
Maybe I might be wrong. Maybe you might know something that I don't know. But Nick Sirianni just does nothing to me. And every time we go out and they ask him questions, it's always jumble this, jumble that, word salad. Never a real answer. Never a real response. At least when we did have Doug Peterson, even though he wasn't built for the city, he had an answer for everything. Even though he wasn't built for the city, he called a decent offense. Even though he
he
wasn't
did.
built for the city, he had a bigger role than what Nick Sirianni has. The only thing these two guys got in common is a Super Bowl, and that's no small feat. That's no small feat. But in regards to that, one was a coach, the other one is just somebody sitting on a pedestal to me.
See, I don't believe that. And Chauncey says, listen, which is a good point. He says, listen, if we got rid of Doug Peterson when we won our first Super Bowl, you don't think Nick will get fired? I definitely think Nick can get fired. I'm not saying that by any means. I definitely know he can get gone any moment.
Oh, real
Shoot,
fast.
Howie's not safe. I think Howie's probably the safest. I think probably the safest person in that building is Big Dom, but outside of him is probably Nick Sirianni. I mean, Howie Roseman. But Nick Sirianni, to combat what you say, I think he does a lot for this team. And I think that a lot of people don't give him credit for the small things that don't show up on box scores. Having this team ready, especially now looking back, hindsight is 2020, right? Looking back on that 2024 Super Bowl, knowing all the drama that was going on in that locker room, it
Wow.
gives me way more respect for guys like Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni for keeping that shit together. Because that was crazy. Knowing that all that stuff was going on and you still go out there and win a Super Bowl, that you don't get lucky. Like Nick Sirianni, if he would have just won one Super Bowl with Kellen Moore and that's it, oh, good stuff. This man wins, and he does it with many different systems. He does it with a quarterback that necessarily people don't think is a top guy. You know, we can make that argument that we do, but obviously to the masses, he's not. I think that he does a lot of stuff for this team, and to just say, "Oh, he does nothing," I don't know. I think it's a little bit, and I hate to use this word, it's a little ignorant because you look at a lot of other coaches that are these great coaches. Sean McVay is a great coach, great offensive mind. Them people have to give up every single asset they have just to make the playoffs every year. Like realistically, he's had two different number one quarterbacks, number one overall selections as quarterbacks. And what is he has one Super Bowl? He has one Super Bowl. And if you look at Nick Sirianni, he has a way higher winning percentage. So I'm gonna take the guy that figures out ways to win. I get it that it sometimes when you don't have guys in the right place, it looks bad. That's gonna happen. But look at the Lions. You think the Lions are gonna want to give up Dan Campbell if they get somebody that's got like Ben Johnson was really out running their off, or not Ben Johnson, who was their offensive coordinator? Was it Ben Johnson?
Yeah,
Whoever their
the
offensive
Bears, yeah.
it was it Ben Johnson?
It was Ben Johnson, yeah.
For the Bears, yeah. But he was the one that was running their offense. Nobody's, yelling to get rid of him. So I don't know. I think that Nick Sirianni gets a lot of heat that he doesn't deserve. I think he's one of the greatest coaches in our generation. I really do believe that. I think that when you look at his numbers, bro, who's done what he does? Who's done what he is doing, bro? Like realistically, and knowing all the drama that's been going on with the Philadelphia Eagles, whether it be A.J. Brown or Hassan Reddick or Chauncey Gardner-Johnson or whatever it may be, we've had so much drama in his tenure, yet it just fades. And people just play football. And I think that's a lot harder to get than people realize. It's a lot harder
Like I
to get
said,
people to buy
he's a
in,
morale guy, bro. He's a guidance counselor. What do
which is
guidance counselors
fine.
do?
But that's fine though. I think that's necessary. I think that a guy, hey, but I think a guy that can talk to Howie Roseman, can understand what Howie and Nick want, and then put it together. I think that's what his role is. I think he's the guy that says, "All right, this is what you think we need. All right, let's put it together." That's what I think he does. Maybe he's not the best offensive mind or the best defensive mind, but he understands players, he understands relationships, he understands front office, and he understands the connection between it all. And I think that that's very, very underrated. But we could talk about Nick Sirianni for hours. I know I'm probably one of the only Eagles fans that defend him like this.
And I'll give you this, man. Nick Sirianni is Nick Fury from the Marvel Universe. He ain't got no powers. He don't do nothing, but he can make a phone call and bring people together.
Exactly. He's DJ Khaled. You know what I'm saying? He's DJ Khaled. He just gets everybody together and beautiful music happens.
Indeed.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Indeed.
But Chauncey says, it makes sense when you look at the Super Bowl highlights. And Smitty said, I love you, bro. Thanks for keeping this stuff together. Yeah. I mean, you start looking at everything that happened in 2024. It was crazy, bro. I don't know how. I got so much more respect for Jalen Hurts. I really do. I got so much more.
I respect Jalen Hurts because he's just all about football. Football, go home. There's no controversy there. There's no controversy. Just like what we was talking about with the whole massage therapist thing. He didn't want to be in that. There's no controversy. Jalen Hurts is just a stand-up dude. I want to go to work. Yeah. I want to go home. I want to stay out of trouble.
Yeah. And much I want to just be happy.
Chauncey for saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to be happy. And Chauncey said, Chauncey, if you guys have comments, I'll read them, guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind reading them. If y'all got anything that y'all want to ask, y'all more than welcome to. We got 63 people between all the channels, so we really appreciate that, guys. And especially, I want to say, if you have not been following my guy, bro, I want to give a shout out to my guy, Shy, bro, because full disclosure, we met through this YouTube stuff. I saw his channel. He saw my channel. We linked up. He does great stuff, guys. He does great stuff. So I'm happy that he reached out to me. And I think this is going to be a really fun show. So I'm glad that we got people checking in. Be more careful. What's going on, baby? It's been a minute. Oh, my bad. I wanted to read what he said. Hold on. I haven't seen BMO in a minute. But hold on. I want to read what he said. He said, Nick has good numbers. He's a good young coach, but that's what a head coach is supposed to be, bro. The people is the OC and the DC. Yeah, but you need that coach to glue everything together. I think that's like the main thing that I'm trying to say. I don't think that if you leave him out on an island, he'll get you a Super Bowl. But I think that he can. I think we said it perfectly. He's DJ Khaled. He's Nick Fury. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. He makes a phone call and he gets stuff done. AJ says, I F with Nick. Heavy. He's a good coach, great motivator, and make sure he's ready to, make sure people are ready to play. Shout out to BMO. I haven't seen you in a minute, man. He said, what people miss is Nick has had a bunch of different OCs and still wins. Nobody asks what Harbaugh or Tomlin do. Exactly. That's my thing. But we'll move on. We'll move on from there.
Maybe it's because okay. That was a good ass comment, but maybe it's because it's the Eagles, and maybe because I hold us to a higher standard. Maybe that's
exactly
me. That's me.
We
I just hold everybody to a higher standard.
I think us winning that Super Bowl was the best and worst thing sometimes for our fan base because we are a little bit spoiled now, and I put myself in that. Like I'm not gonna sit here and lie. We just sat here and said if we don't win a Super Bowl, it's probably it's a letdown. It's a loss, but. We are definitely spoiled, and we've had some really good coaches. And it all starts with Howie and Jeffrey. It really does. Howie and Jeffrey have done an amazing job, and they continue to. So, yeah, I mean, let's read some of these comments. A lot of people commenting. That's what's up. I don't know if you know Nina. Do you know Nina? Has she caught your channel yet, Nina Austin?
I have not. What's up, Nina?
She is a goat. She is a goat. Nina, check my guy Shy out. He has great content. She is a goat. One of the legends of Eagles community. So appreciate you coming through. What's going on, Drew? Goat Boy, what's going on? Ziggy Marley says it was a good trade. He says it was a good trade, a 1 and a 5 for used goods, and we gave up a 1 and a 3. Exactly. I think you can't be mad at the trade. I think just don't bring no more friends. That's fair. That's very fair. Just get guys that you worked with that are good. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I think that he'll prove. I think it's a make or break year for him too. So I think he'll prove some things.
I'll say this live. I'll say this live on stream. If we go out, if we go out, and we win 13 games, I will come on here with us today. Today is June. It's either second or third. My days run together. I'll come back on stream and be like, I was wrong about Nick Sirianni.
Okay.
I'll say
I want that.
I'll say
I
I'm wrong
want
about Nick
that.
Sirianni. But if he don't, the next time we go live, fire and brimstone. Wow.
He's gonna be great. I'm telling you, he's gonna be great. And I think that this is important for I think this is important for the whole team because I want to ask you this too, because when you look at 2028, right? We look a little bit forward. Obviously, we're not there yet, but when you look at 2028, a lot of things can change. I mean, Jalen Hurts' contract has to be changed before then. We're not obviously going to take on that cap hit most likely. You look at guys like Devontae Smith. He'll be at that age where you're trying to figure out what you're going to do next. Dallas Goedert will be gone. Lane will be gone. I mean, it's going to be a whole new world, so to speak. Who do you think? I want to ask five outside of Jalen Hurts, outside of Saquon Barkley, outside of those guys that you think are kind of obvious, right? Who are like five of your young guys that you're saying these are the guys 2028 and beyond? I think will be kind of building around.
Are we going people that are established, or are we also going with the rookies that we just got?
You can do a nice little mixture. I'll probably do a nice little mixture.
All right, so let's start on offense. So do you count Devontae Smith as young, or do you count him as as of now he's a veteran? But
How
I
old is he?
kind
He's 28, 27.
27, I believe 27.
I would say he's a vet. I think he's kind of solidified that he's going to be here.
All right, so I ain't gonna throw Smitty in because Smitty ain't going nowhere. So on the offensive side of the ball, right? I'm gonna go. It's a lot of new guys. I'm gonna go Makai Lemon, of course. He got big shoes to fill, and he's already ready. He already showing up. He's already doing the goddamn
Mhm.
thing. I'm gonna go Eli Stowers because I watched him at Vanderbilt, and because of what we gave up to get Eli Stowers because he was a second day pick, and Emmanuel McNeil Warren was right there, and everybody wanted Emmanuel McNeil Warren, and we got Eli Stowers. Not saying that Eli Stowers wasn't worth the trade, but basically because of what we gave up, and then he's stepping into bigger shoes, filling Dallas Goedert's role. So those two right there. Now I'll shift to the defensive side of the ball. Gotta go with the corners. Gotta go with the corners. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
Quinion Mitchell, of course, Cooper DeJean, and I got one more. They've already showed they got hella upside for what they do, and I know they finna get paid and they not going nowhere. Howie Roseman would be Howard. Howard, do not let them go.
He'll be Howard Roseman.
He be dumb to do that. Then I'm gonna have to say, young guys, gotta be Jalen Carter. Gotta be Jalen
Yeah.
Carter. We gave up. We didn't really give up a lot to get him because he dropped. But there have been so many proposed trades where we could have got rid of him, and we could have got a higher return for him. So I feel as though it's a big. We're taking a big risk or a gamble based on the production from last year and his ceiling. So definitely Jalen Carter. So my top five are gonna have to be Makai Lemon, Eli Stowers, new guys, even though they haven't done anything yet. They have tremendous upside. And then you got a defense, Cooper DeJean, Quinion Mitchell, Jalen Carter. Everybody else, dude,
I
I
like
was
that.
thinking, ain't nobody young. Ain't nobody young.
I like that.
Cam Jurgens, I think he like what Cam Jurgens is 27, but his body's beat up to the point he like
Yeah, he's
32.
like his body's like 40. His knees is like 40. Or his
Oh,
back, I should say. His back is like 40.
dog, I'm older than Landon Dickerson, which is crazy, and his body is just like falling apart. That's wild. Then Lane on his way out, and then of course we said Smitty's not going to work. So that's definitely going to be my top five.
Hey, Warrior, shout out to you, bro. He said, bro, that picture with AJ Vrabel and Dirty Diana is diabolical.
And all the families, hold up.
I was waiting for Shy. See, all right, I'm gonna let y'all know Shy is the better of us too. Okay, I'm not a good person. I'm a mean person sometimes, especially when it comes to social media. So I was waiting for Shy to be like, bro, we can't post that, but he didn't say nothing. So hey, I'm good with it.
I am petty. I am Tom Petty.
I love it.
When
I
I
love
started
it.
when I started this stuff, I had a video. I took it down because my wife was like, because I was talking about Kevin Tulo. It was my first video. My first video. It was on TikTok first. It was as soon as we lost the NFC game, I went on Kevin Tulo ass for 15 minutes. My wife was like, you can't do that. You gotta, yeah, that's defamation of character. I said what I said wasn't wrong. I'm definitely petty. and I love it. I saw that thing. I said, "Look at that, Daddy Vrabel got
Bro,
exactly what he
Parsons,
wanted."
Terrence Parsons' brother hates me, so I'm just glad it wasn't Micah Parsons that I got to meet at Fanatics. That would have been very awkward. Very,
Word.
very awkward. I would have had to tell my boss, like, hey, bro, you might not want me to do this one.
Yes, he
But
did.
anyways, hopefully he's not watching this and didn't hear that. We're good. And everybody loves me. But so I like that list. I like that list. Someone just gave theirs. I want to give them their time because I definitely want people to keep commenting. I like y'all comments. Y'all commenting great comments.
Forgot about Jalen Smith.
Chauncey said Cooper, Mitchell, Smitty, Stowers, and Carter. I'm surprised nobody said Jordan Davis. I think Jordan Davis is a big part of this team. I think Jordan Davis. And I'm trying not to say the people you said. I'm gonna be honest with you. So, bear with me if it's a little bit of a reach. But I think that these guys will still be very important. But I think that Jordan Davis is gonna be very important. I think that Jalex Hunt. I think I saw somebody
Forgot
say
about
that.
Jalen Smith, man.
I think Jalex Hunt will be very, very important moving forward, just because he gives you exactly what a guy like Vic Fangio's looking for out of that position, right? And that's kind of why I wasn't on board for getting Myles Garrett. I know a lot of people are probably going to dog me for that, but I think that when you look at what we asked from our edge rushers, I don't know if we're kind of playing him out of position. So it kind of felt like it would be a little bit of a waste. Like, you don't necessarily need a Miles. But anyways, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. Yeah, we'll get into that. We got time. But no, my thing is that, yeah, Jalex Hunt gives you exactly what you need. I don't know what the future of Nolan Smith is going to be. So I think he's going to be very important. So Jordan Davis and Jalex Hunt. Offensively,
They kind of all old. They're older over there. I know my man said
it's tough,
Smitty.
yeah.
He kind of up there in
Smitty,
age.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Smitty, I feel like is definitely, but I would say again, I'm probably reaching a little bit, but I would say Tank. I think that Tank Bigsby, if he can be that guy that can take over for Saquon Barkley, I think that can be big for the Eagles. I think he's very
absolutely.
talented. Yeah, I think he's very, very talented. So I think that especially this year, if we can utilize him and kind of see what he is, because he can catch the ball better than Saquon Barkley. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's obviously not Saquon Barkley, but he is a very good player. So I think that'll be very interesting to see how he does. And then I'm going to stay on offense, and I'm going to say Tyler Steen. I want to say Landon Dickerson, and I want to say Cam Jurgens. I don't know how their health is going to be. We need Tyler Steen to be good. I'm not saying he's great and he's going to be the future. I'm saying we kind of need him to be good. And he was probably our best offensive lineman last year, even due to health, but still.
Bro, I had to hit you with the Tony Ayo face, bro. I had to, Tyler Steen- not bad.
We
Not
need him to be good.
he does need to be good. He last year on paper they said that he played better than Makai back then when we had
He
him.
did.
But during the
He
game,
did.
you don't see it. You don't see it. I don't know if it's the fact that he's not as big, he's not as imposing, and that he made a lot of those mental mistakes and had lapses in judgment to the point where I'm not sold. Sold on Tyler Steen. I'm not
I
sold
think
on.
that.
Oh,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said I'm not sold
No,
on him at all.
I think that is with Steen. I think it was the whole offensive line just sucked. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I mean, Jordan Mailata, I don't know if it was actually reported, but he had an injured foot the whole season that he just didn't want to get any surgery on. So you had that. Lane Johnson was in and out of the games. You already saw that. Cam Jurgens was beat the heck up. Like Cam Jurgens was. I talked a lot of junk about Cam Jurgens. I'm gonna be honest with you, but
Oh
he was beat
man.
the heck up. He
Like my
was
wife,
beat up.
my wife doesn't know football like that. She's getting into it because of me. But there was a game. I think it was the Commanders. They played the Commanders, and it was supposed to be a tackle for a loss. And Saquon Barkley gets the ball, and he spins, and he runs and gets about 12 yards. Cam Jurgens got blew the hell up. It was like soon as it was good. And my wife was like, "Oh, he not good." And I was like, "Right now he's not." But that being said, like somebody said it
Maybe
in the
Keegan.
comment. Oh, Keegan.
Maybe he can step it up. I picked Tyler Steen because we need one of them to be good. Because
I
I
thought
don't
Keegan
know
was
how
gone.
much longer. Say again.
I thought Keegan was gone.
Did they let Trevor Keegan go?
Yeah,
I thought he
Trevor
was
Keegan.
still on their squad.
Yeah, Trevor Keegan's gone. I think I think
Oh, I'm wrong then.
he got picked up. He got picked up from somebody from our division because everybody picks up our scraps. Not saying he scraps. Not saying he's crap, but they pick up what we give up because they know we got that.
Yeah, we got that. Yeah, we got that sauce, baby. We got that sauce. No, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think that the reason why I said Steen is because we need one of them to be good. Like, realistically, we can't, like, I don't know how long Cam got. I don't know how long Landon has. We need some stability somewhere. And Jordan Mailata is not young by any stretch of the imagination. He had a whole career prior to coming to NFL, so you got to add on a couple years to his age. So I mean, we're realistic. We need somebody. We need somebody to be good for us long term, and I'm hoping Tyler Steen can be that. Will he be great? I don't know. Will he be a Hall of? Is he Evan Mathis? No. You know what I'm saying? Is he one of these? Brandon Brooks? No. But I'm hoping he can be good. I'm hoping he can be at least very serviceable, so we can build around that, right? Like we don't have to necessarily say we need 5 positions. So the offensive line.
Bro, I want him to be good, but the eye test, bro, he just I don't know what it is about him. I was high on him. I was high on a lot of our third round draft picks, and they just haven't played up to my stand. Not all of them. They just haven't played up to my standards. And Tyler Steen
Yeah.
can prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, but in my opinion, we have to have somebody on the back end just in case this don't work. And we got some rookies. We got some
It's
rookies
all
from
right.
last
So I need the chat to keep count. Me and Shy are fighting about Nick Sirianni and Tyler Steen now. So that's 2 things. That's 2. I'm just kidding. But no,
Wow.
the fifth guy I'll say. The fifth guy I'll say.
Grant Calcaterra.
I would say Eli Stowers with you. I'm not gonna lie. I think Eli. I could say Makai as well, but I think Makai is gonna be a good receiver. It is what it is. But I think Eli is gonna add something to this offense that we've never really had. I think that Dallas Goedert is a great pass catcher. Don't get me wrong, but I think that Eli Stowers is a little bit of a step above of an athlete. And again, I think that Dallas was a great athlete. Don't get me wrong, but I do think Eli is just a little bit better. If he can learn how to block better, if he can get that technique down, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Shout out to Unforgiven, though. He said, "You're forgetting the young buck defensive line from Nigeria. Never played football. I think once coaches can work with him, he's going to be a monster." You are Bernard. Yeah, that he could be very fun to watch. He could definitely be fun to watch.
All the physical gifts, just fine tuning him up. I believe in Clint Hurt. I believe in Clint Hurt. The only reason I didn't put him on my top 5 was because he's unproven. He's unproven, but he got all the physical gifts. He got everything going for him. And I think
I think
2-3 years.
I think he could be good, especially with Clint Hurt. I met, excuse me, I met Clint Hurt at the Senior Bowl this year. I've never been around, like I've been around guys that are like 7 foot tall and everything, but I've never been around somebody that what's it called, Kingpin from Daredevil. He looks like Kingpin, like a black Kingpin. That man is huge, bro. Like it's crazy. You see him out there because he was the coach for the Senior Bowl. You see him out there with the players, and he looks 3 times bigger than most of those offensive linemen. It's insane. He is huge.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. He's a scary dude, bro. But shout out to Eric Ohat. He said salute to us earlier, so salute to you back, brother. He said, I think Bell is going to be a good player. I do like Markel Bell.
I like Markel
I actually
Bell.
had him. Yeah, I actually had him in a couple of my mock drafts. I really do like Markel Bell. So we'll see. We'll see. We need somebody to step up.
Just get a little bit. He just got to work on leverage. He's just so tall.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing.
So when I think alignment, that's how stout he is. That's what I think about when I think about alignment. And when I look at back to Tyler Steen, I don't see that when I look at him. But I'm gonna let that rock. I ain't here to dump on Tyler Steen. But that's
Tyler gonna prove himself this year. I'm telling you right now, he gonna prove himself this year. AJ said Markel Bell, especially because he's going to be learning from Lane and Mailata. I think that's underrated. Definitely an underrated part of all this. I mean, we don't have Stoutland anymore, which sucks, but he is still in the building. I don't think this has been reported, but he is still in the building. He's still around the team. So
he was on an interview with Nick Foles and his bull, and he was like, "We're gonna be back in some capacity." He kind of shook it off like, "If you know something I don't know, I would love to have Jeff Stoutland back. I would love to have him back. I'm not holding my breath, but I would love to have him back."
He's not a coach. He's not a coach, but he will be around. But he's going to be around the building. Almost like Jason Peters is around a lot more than people realize. There's a lot of guys that are around this building. He's not going to be a coach. He's not probably going to coach anywhere else. He probably will retire pretty soon, but he'll be around. He's already been around the building. Like, you can't get that man away from the building. It is what it is. It sucks that we lost him, but he'll still be there. And I think that it was. How do you feel about that? Before I give my, which I know is probably going to be a hot take, how do you feel about that? Do we blame Nick Sirianni for that too?
I do.
I know a lot of people do.
I don't blame Nick Sirianni. It's a combination of things. Is why Jeff Stoutland run it back. It's a number of reasons why Jeff Stoutland left. One of those reasons why he left was because he didn't think that he was getting the respect he was due. That man built the system, and y'all couldn't even have a conversation with him and let him know that the offense was running in this direction. He felt like he was out. He felt like he was a relic in a new offense. So they didn't give him an opportunity to kind of like to prove himself or to learn these tendencies. And it may have been that Stoutland was like, I'm the guy. This is my system. It's worked for years, and I don't want to change anything. But I do believe that from what I heard that it just like the whole thing with AJ Brown. I love Jeff Stoutland, but maybe it was just time. It was time for him to go, dude. Like he was like. I don't know what player said it, but they said that he was like, this offense won us a Super Bowl last year. It can keep on doing the same thing, but you got to look. The offensive line wasn't healthy. People was keen on Saquon Barkley, who was a pivotal part for us winning the Super Bowl, and Jeff Stoutland didn't want to change. This is all speculation. This is hearsay, he say, she say, but this is what I'm hearing. As much as I love Jeff Stoutland and I would love to have him as an offensive line coach, I think that it was time for him to go.
I can I can I can confirm a couple things. All right, I can confirm that he definitely was offered to still be the line coach. We just asked him to step down from the run game coordination, and we were going to have somebody else take that over, and there we were going to have somebody else help him be an line coach. I think that it was more so that we knew the time was coming, more so than the time came. You know what I'm saying? I think it was one of those, hey Jeff, let's start dwindling down kind of what you're doing so we can bring some people in that are ready to, get the job done when you do move on. And I don't think he was down with that. I think it was like an all or nothing type thing for him. So it is what it is. I don't blame him. I don't blame Nick. I don't blame anybody realistically. I think, like you said, I think it was just the time. It was, if you don't want to change, we're going to have to make the change on our own. And this goes back to Doug Peterson. This is another thing that I kind of hang on Nick Sirianni's hat, is that he was willing to change. You saw Nick. That's why Doug Peterson is not our coach anymore. If Doug Peterson was willing to fire guys that were there, if he was willing to make changes to the offense, he would probably still be our coach, and we might have more rings. Who knows? And who knows? Carson Wentz still might be our coach. You never know. There's a bunch of ifs that are connected to that. But you never know. If he stays healthy, that would have been. That's like probably the biggest if in Philadelphia history at this point. What would have happened? But we are where we are. But at the end of the day, Nick's willing to make those changes, and unfortunately,
Yep.
Jeff was one of those changes. We saw the run game get very, very stagnant last year. It was very stagnant, even without our running our offensive line being hurt. It was very stagnant.
Very much so.
There's no denying it.
The only thing constant in life is change. Only thing
Exactly.
constant in life is change. And a big change, what we said before, is that AJ Brown is now in New England. And one of the reasons why people think AJ Brown is in New England now is because he got into a situation with another Eagles player over a woman. I don't know if you heard that. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but I kind of want to dig into that a little bit.
Let's talk.
Yeah.
What's up? Go ahead. I feel like you got to get it off your chest, so I'll let you start it off.
So I think this is foolish. So per sources, I don't know what the source was, but C.J. Gardner-Johnson kind of confirmed it. But shout out to C.J. Gardner-Johnson, dude. I know you're crazy, but hey, we love you over here. But people were saying that A.J. Brown had a relationship with a masseuse. Wasn't his woman. Wasn't something personal. And then another player, Hassan Reddick, was also, doing the nah mean. Jalen Hurts knew about it. Jalen Hurts didn't say nothing to A.J. Brown about it. And that's the reason why these two guys were clashing heads. And they were saying that the reason why Hassan Reddick kind of got shipped off to the Jets, a place where people's career goes to die.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been posing questions all night. Let me pose you this question: Do you think Jalen Hurts was in the wrong for not telling AJ Brown what was going on, or do you think he did the right thing by just letting three other consenting adults kind of figure it out for themselves?
I think I. All right, let me. I'm a. That the answer is twofold. I'm gonna put it like this. Okay, I'm gonna put it like this. If you are my best friend, like my brother, you know what I'm saying? I have you as my godfather to my kids, and you're always at my house. Your wife's friends with my wife. I would expect you to tell me stuff, but at the same time, if you're a married man and you doing stupid stuff that you're not supposed to do, let me put it this way: if
he
I'm talking,
married? Was he married?
I think he was either married or he was with his girl at that time.
Oh, he
I
didn't
don't
shut
think
his
he
mouth.
was single at that time. So,
Bro gotta let it go.
like I said, it's two. If he's single, then yeah, I probably think that Jalen should have been like, "Hey, bruh, that's just to let you know, bruh, is that's his girl. Like they was doing whatever before y'all did whatever. Just so you know, just so you in the know. Okay, that's cool. But if he's a married man or he's in a relationship and you doing dumb stuff and you jeopardizing what I have over here, because it doesn't just jeopardize your relationship. It jeopardizes your football career. It
It
jeopardizes
does.
shoot, if my wife knew, if me and you hung out all the time, and I know you don't, you know what I'm saying, but if me and I know you're not this type of person, but if me and you hung out all the time and my wife knows you out there cheating and doing all this crazy stuff,
I have
she
a
ain't gonna feel
warrant.
good about me being with you. Yeah, she ain't gonna be
I have
cool
a-
with that. So like, imagine Jalen. Jalen's like, bro, I don't want none of this smoke. I don't want to talk to my wife about it. I don't want to talk to your
Yep.
girl about it. I don't want to talk to you about it. I don't want to talk to Hassan's girl about it. Why would I want to deal with any of that? So I think if it's that, I think that Jalen was totally in the right.
I think he did
If
the right thing.
it's your yeah, if it's your boy, maybe give him a heads up. But I also don't think AJ goes this far with it. You know what I'm saying? Like you went pretty damn far, like to the point that we're thinking you're throwing games. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bro, I'm seeing like so my folks, my mom and my sis, like so the Broncos game. I'm watching it, and I'm very, I'm an athlete. You's an athlete. You win, you go out, you compete. You don't do things to lose. That game when he jumped, when we had the chance to win that jump ball, my mom was like, "It looks like AJ Brown pulled Smitty down," and I was like, "It may look like that, but
mm,
I don't think AJ Brown would do that." And I'm watching, he pulled him down. He pulled him
yeah,
down.
bro,
So
he definitely.
if you the type of dude to jeopardize your season, individual, I think yeah, like definitely, like it's wild. The we said it before. The get off ain't there. He is slower, but I
Yeah,
really
bro.
think only AJ Brown knows this. If he was throwing games to get out of Philadelphia, but if he did, man, shame on him. But the evidence I've been seeing, the Chargers game, the Washington game, the Broncos game, it don't look good, dude. Do you think that he was throwing games so he can get moved from Philadelphia to New England?
I don't know if he was because my whole thing is part of me says yes, just because it feels like he knew he was going to New England no matter what. That's what was going to happen. So he
Yeah.
was like, I don't really care. And then part of me is like, why would he do like it? Just doesn't. You weren't getting traded any sooner. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not try and win another Super Bowl before you leave? Like, I don't know. I don't know. It kind of does feel like it. It kind of does feel like it. I'll be honest with you. BMO said AJ wasn't married, but he was with his now wife, and they had kids. But that's all on him, not Jalen. Yeah, so I'm not getting into it, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm what's those things?
I do that.
Uh, I'm you got to just click on the person, and then it'll say give
Yeah.
moderator.
I don't know.
I
I'm
might
just
be able to
reading.
do that here. No, I
Eric,
can't do it.
send that wrench over here. I don't know how to do it, but we finna figure it out. We finna figure it out.
Do you have your stream open?
Yeah.
Go on his name, click on his name. There should be like 3 dots next to it. And then it'll say give moderator.
Let me go over here real quick.
Let me make sure they didn't change it.
Live. Whoop. Okay, so how do I?
Yeah, just click on their name and then scroll down a little bit and it'll say add as moderator. And then just do standard moderator.
Standard moderator Eric, we in here. I appreciate you, my guy. I'm learning. I'm learning stuff. I'm making new friends. We
That's how we
friends now.
do.
We
That's how
friends
we
now.
do.
So Eric is
Do
the
I get some
moderator.
appreciation, Eric? Do I get some appreciation? I showed him how to do it. Damn.
We
I showed
appreciate
him how to do it. Damn. Shai said rewatching games and you can see it. I think that it's partly confirmation bias. I'm gonna be honest with you, and partly I think it probably is true. Like there was moments where even subconsciously he was like, "F this, I'm gonna screw some things up." You know what I'm saying? And it sucks that he's like that, man, because he's one of our best.
I think he may
Can we
be.
say he's our best wide receiver of all time? Our franchise best wide receiver. He's not the leader
He's
in
not
yards.
leading it.
I'll say that.
You got a hell of an argument. I think he. I
Appreciate
think.
you,
I
Eric.
think.
I
I
appreciate
think
you.
he may be. I think he might be. He may be the best wide receiver we've had, just from a standpoint of what he was able to do within 4 years of being in Philadelphia. He might be, and it's a shame. It's
I
a
think he
shame.
is. Yeah,
It's a
I
dig.
think
It's a
he
dig.
is.
It's a dig on your character and as a competitor, dude. If you really going out there and you shaving games, you might not want to
Yeah,
be here. To didn't want to be here. He did not want to be
but he
here after.
still played.
Yeah,
He still played. Hold on, I'm sorry. I just got to turn this light on. I didn't realize this light was so dark. Look at that. I'm so much brighter now. I should have had that on the whole time. My bad. I gave it like an after dark feel. You know what I'm saying? It was like Philly after dark, baby. A breaking Philly after dark, baby.
wow.
Um, and then Drew Goatboy says, Hurts already had to keep his secret and smile in AJ's girl face while he is the godfather of his kid. Now he has to help you keep tabs on your side piece. That's crazy. He's not wrong. You're not wrong, Drew.
Like a soap opera.
That honestly might be, yeah, that might be the best explanation I've seen, though. I'm not gonna lie. I've never thought of it like that. And now that you say that, it's like, yeah.
And then what would he say? What he gonna say? Jalen Hurts talking hyperboles. He'd be like, "Now when the tree gets water, the acorns fall from the tree. A lesson is all."
If the water's going through the wrong creek, you don't want the water going through the wrong creek. The wrong willow gets the pad, and like,
Wow.
what the hell you saying, bro?
Not even confrontational. That's all on AJ Brown. That is all on AJ Brown. But let's put that to rest. AJ Brown is behind us.
Eagles Dynasty says T.O. was better, but AJ outranks him because of the extra years. I agree with that. And the Super Bowl, I think, is very big, too. Yeah. We can get Diggs to make Pats fans mad. That's another thing I kind of want to know. Is there, not Diggs in particular, I don't think I would want Diggs, but a name that's been constantly in my mind. When this man gets healthy, Tyreek Hill.
Nah, I think, okay.
When he gets healthy.
Okay. All right. So Tyreek Hill, not a bad player. Not a bad player at all. But so first of all, Harry Roseman, she said he don't deal with people who have character issues. And he got that stuff where he put his hands on women. I don't like that. But then if you get Tyreek Hill, we just got rid of AJ Brown. This is AJ Brown times 2. At least AJ Brown, when he was in press conferences, he popped his gum, but he was coy. Tyreek Hill was throwing people on the bus, and I don't want to deal with it as much.
Yeah,
talent that he has. No, I don't know if no, bro.
I'm greedy, Shy. I want everybody, man. Can we get Calvin Johnson back? Because he got a couple more years in him. I'd take them all back, bro. I want a super team, just so people shut up. I don't care. I really don't care about that super team thing. I argue with people all the time about it. I think it's the stupidest, literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Oh, you just got a super team. Everybody that wins a Super Bowl has a super team. That's the literal definition of being the best team in the league. Like, that's why you win the Super Bowl.
If you ask, you don't make it. If your players are asked, you don't make it. I can't stand them.
Exactly.
Like, Jalen Hurts needs all these playmakers around him. Yes, you do. Tom Brady had playmakers around him too, but nobody digs on him.
Look at Joe Burrow. Look at Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has all the talent in the world on offense, but can't do shit with defense. You know what I'm saying? That defense can't stop a nosebleed, bro. Shout out to... Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They got Sexy Dexy, though.
They do have Sexy Dexy. Shout out to Unforgiven, man. He's been an OG on this channel for a minute. All my people. We have 90 people between all the channels. All of my people. Go if you're watching on my end, go into my description. You'll see him linked. I need to get my guy to 1K ASAP. We need to get him to 1K ASAP. He deserves it. And I'm putting my stamp on. You guys know how I do. Y'all know how I do. I don't put my stamp on anybody. So hey, help my boy out, get him to 1K. We're gonna be doing this every week. So I'm
No, I
excited. I
appreciate it.
I I wanted to do this first one as like a dry run. Just, let us get the shake the webs off and everything. And we on here like we 10-year pros, man. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
Unforgiven said, come on, if we bringing back Calvin Johnson, might as well bring back Djax. I would love that.
I
I
love,
would love
man.
that.
Can I say shout out to Deshaun Jackson and what he's doing for the state of Delaware? Deshaun
Yeah,
Jackson,
he's
my man,
putting on, bro.
my
Putting
man.
on. You
Let me
saw what
stop.
he said? You saw what he said about that? I know we said we were going to stop talking about the AJ Brown situation, and this is going to be the last time.
Yeah, there's
This
more.
episode,
Yeah.
we'll probably bring it up every now and then, but this is going to be the last time. We're not going to have drawn out conversations about this every week. But did you hear what Djax said about the whole Deshaun Jackson situation?
I saw it
I mean,
in.
about the whole AJ Brown situation.
I saw that he said it was more than football. I didn't really get into any of that,
Yeah.
but you can elaborate on it for me if you like.
Well, yeah, no, he was basically just saying that it was dramatic and it was sad that it went that far and basically everything we've been talking about. He kind of confirmed that it was some weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some definite weird stuff.
Yeah.
It's so
Yo,
unfortunate. It's so unfortunate.
I can't. Click on Drew Goatboy real quick. Click on fam. The way I read that, we have our cross to burden, but we need our hands to pray. Yo,
Not
that's
jungle
wild.
carry the bird. I like that. I like that. All right, good stuff. I see people saying they subbed up to you. Good. That's what I like
Yeah,
to
man, I
see.
appreciate
That's what I
y'all.
like to see.
I'm
Yeah, man.
I'm
I
only
look,
I'm 3 months
go
in,
ahead.
I'm
Go
three
ahead.
months into this thing, and I'm only getting better. So if y'all rock with me, grow with me, and I'll grow with y'all, and I'm only gonna get better day by day, and I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, one more shameless plug, guys. Follow me on Memorabilia Mayhem. That's going to be linked down below as well. If you guys are into memorabilia, you guys saw I ripped a football on one of my videos. If you guys are into signed memorabilia like that, definitely check them out on TikTok. Next week, I will be out in Miami at the Fanatics headquarters ripping with a enemy, but it's still a friend of me because he's a former Penn State Nittany Lion. So I got love for him. Unforgiven, DM me. I'm sorry, DM me. I need you to DM me about Discord. I need to talk to you about that, actually. I'm so glad that you brought that up. I really need you to DM me. So message me on Facebook or wherever. Sorry, he just reminded me I needed to talk to him. But yeah, anyways, I wanted to bring that up one more time before we go on. Jonas, what's going on? He says, "Am I ignorant for thinking we should have gave up Jalen Carter for Miles Garrett because Grenard, Garrett, Davis, Ojomo, Woolen? I wouldn't have given up Jalen Carter for Miles Garrett."
So let me say this. Let me say this, because my wife I was recording a video and I got a little pissed off. And my wife was like, "What is going on?" I was like, the ops got better. Here's my thing. I would not have given up Jalen Carter. I would not have given up Jalen Carter. The draft picks, we was neck and neck with the Rams. I think we offered more, but they wanted Jalen Carter.
Mhm.
Here's what I would have given. I would have gave them the draft picks. Cool. I would have gave them Nolan Smith. It wouldn't have been enough, but I would have thrown in Moro Jomo. You do
Mm.
those two with those picks, that makes it worth it. Moro Jomo's leaving next year. He gonna get his
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
Nolan Smith is unproven besides the Super Bowl year where he had the four sacks
He
regular
went, he
season. He
went
went off
crazy.
in
Yeah.
the playoffs. Like the dude went off.
Crazy.
But as of right these last couple of years with the injuries and the inconsistency, I like Nolan Smith and I want him to succeed. I made a whole video about it when he did that whole speeding thing. I want him to succeed. I have no digs on Nolan Smith. But if we come in with Miles Garrett, even though you said he don't fit the type of defense that we run, I'm giving you the draft picks. I'm giving you Nolan Smith. I'm giving you more John. But you know what? I'll even throw Keely Ringo in. You can take Keely Ringo too. Take him. I give you three players. But I'll make that
I ain't
trade.
gonna say what I was gonna say.
But Jalen
I was about to
Carter,
be like, who the hell wants him?
nobody. I trade that man for a backs of Jacks, some Starbursts, and Reese's Pieces. He's terrible.
I don't even gotta trade him. Just take him. Just take him.
He was the third round pick I was talking about earlier. The third round is who I had expectations for, but they kind of fell off. But
I will say, bro, Kaylee Ringo, and you can look at my stuff. You can, check back. I'm big on the draft. And I said about Kaylee Ringo. I said that Kaylee Ringo was getting way overhyped during that draft process. And I said it about Nakobe Dean that he wasn't going to be one of the first guys off the. It's just people, I don't know. People have fun. They see like size and speed and all these like crazy stats and they get all hype about him. And it's like, he had no technique. Yeah, if he learned technique, he could have been good. I think if he moves to safety, he might be okay. Yeah, if he moves to safety, he might be okay, but he's not a good cornerback, and he's got a long way to go. He's got a very long way to go.
Ringo's not good playing forward. He's not
Yeah,
good playing forward. If he's running to you, he's running towards you, he's good. But when you're running at him,
yeah,
deer in the headlights.
he has
Deer
no
in the
idea what's
headlights.
going on. B-Mo says, I agree, but they said they felt Verse is worth 2 firsts, so they really wanted him, and the Rams offered a bunch of other people.
I'd give him
I,
Fisk.
I probably wouldn't have given up. Yeah,
I
Braden
wouldn't give him
Fisk.
Fisk. He can go.
I wouldn't have given up. I wouldn't have given up Jared Verse if I'm being honest with you. I think that Myles Garrett is obviously a Hall of Famer, but how many more years do you have ahead of you? And Jared Verse, who's to say he can't become a Myles Garrett? I mean, he's still very young and he had an incredible first couple years. So who's to say? I'm not saying he's going to be a Myles Garrett, but who's to say he can't have that type of impact in year two? I think he's a very good player. He could play ball, bro. So I don't know. I don't know if I would have given up all that for them if I'm the Rams, but the Rams don't give a damn about their assets. Yeah, F them picks. They do not give a damn, bro. So, I mean, we knew that was going to come. Carter and Epps as safeties. So, all right, last question I want to ask, and I want to ask everybody in the chat. All right? And I want to ask you first, obviously, but I do want to come read a couple of the comments before we get out of here. We've been going for over an hour, guys, and we got more than 80 people in here. So I really appreciate it, guys. That's really cool, guys. That's really, really cool. Who are you looking at? All right, on this team, it could be offense or defense, and saying if this person has a great year, this team is going to win a Super Bowl. Is there one player or one position group that you're looking at and saying if they can go off, we have a real shot at a Super Bowl? And before you answer that, I want to give a shout out to another content creator in the space, trending in the AM. What's going on, Phil? How you doing, brother? He says, what's good? Coop, full-time at safety within a year. I don't know about full-time. I think he's too valuable at what he does in the slot. But he's definitely going to get a lot of slot safety reps this year. But yeah, back to the question. Is there a person or a position group you think can have a huge, like a Super Bowl impact this year?
So I'll give you both. Position group, I'm going with I gotta go corners. But if it has to be one specific player, I gotta go Tariq Woolen. Q is proven. Q gonna do what he do. Cooper DeJean is proven. He gonna do what he do. The issue that we had last year at the beginning was that they weren't throwing that Coop because they know what it was, but they was picking the hell out of Adoree Jackson. They were tearing Adoree Jackson's ass up. If we can put the clamps on anybody from both sides of the field, we good. You don't even have to worry about the safeties. If you get a Tariq Woolen who's disciplined, who's locked in, who knows the scheme, and he believes in everything that we got going on, our defense is already elite, but we take that next step. So if Tariq Woolen is locked in, definitely got to say Tariq Woolen. So that's my pick on defense. If he's locked in, it changes everything. Because if you can't throw the ball, what you gonna do? Run it?
Facts.
Jordan Davis in there, Jalen Carter in there.
Facts.
If we can get this thing like humming on all cylinders, like we should, and if the offense, because I'm pretty sure the offense is gonna go through its growing pains, and we're gonna a little bit of growing pains gonna be a little bit slow at first. But if we can play lockdown defense wins championships. You got to score to win, but defense wins championships. And if we can get Tariq Woolen to lock down that side of the field, we good. And from what I'm seeing so far, it's finna happen. You can't teach height.
Yeah.
You can't teach we can teach physicality, but you can't teach girth and all that. And he's got it.
Facts.
My answer, Tariq Woolen.
I would say I think that's a great answer. I think Tariq Woolen's going to be very important this year, and I see some people in the chat definitely agreeing with you. I'm going to stay in the secondary, and I'm going to say Makuba. And the reason why I'm going to say Makuba is because we don't know who's going to be that other safety, right? Obviously, Cooper is going to be playing that safety in base packages, but we don't know who the other guy is going to be. If Makuba can be a impact year one or year two at that safety position, that takes a lot of pressure off whoever is going to be that safety two whenever we're in nickel. So I'm going to go ahead and say him. If I'm saying position group, I'm going to kind of go, I'm going to cheat and go with everybody's answer. I'm going to say O line because we need our O line to be great.
Yeah.
We definitely need our O line to be great. But yeah, that would have to be my answer. I see a lot of people saying O line. Barkley is an answer. Smitty. We're seeing Tariq Woolen. Axeman Jr. is a good answer. But yeah, I'm going to go O line. I'm going to definitely go O line. But other than that, I think that will probably be it for us. We've been on here for about an hour and 10 minutes. That was pretty strong. We're gonna see how we're gonna add some segments to this. We got some things in the works, some people that we're gonna be kind of adding into the fold. So I had a blast. I hope you guys did as well. You got anything you want to say to these beautiful people, Shy?
I'm a big guy about giving people their flowers. I gave he who shall not be named his flowers. I'm gonna give y'all all y'all flowers in here today. Thank y'all for showing up. Thank y'all for showing out. Thank y'all for being great, and thank y'all for supporting. Keep on doing it. It's you guys are the reason why we do this. So thank you all. We're gonna continue to grow. We're gonna continue to get better and keep getting better with us. Thank y'all. I salute to all y'all.
Yes, sir. So definitely subscribe if you're on our channel. If you're on my channel, go in the description. You can link to him. And definitely subscribe. Follow us on all socials. What's up, brother?
One more thing.
Oh, I thought you had to say, yeah, I was
Shameless plug. We talked about it earlier. I put together a documentary. I worked on it for 3 months. It's called "He Was a Diva," the AJ Brown story. If you guys can go check that out, watch it through. Give me any tips, any things that you like, things that you didn't like, and if you have any ideas on any documentaries that you guys would like to see, Eagles base, let me know because me and Joe we're gonna start working on those also. So
Yes,
if y'all
sir.
check that out, I appreciate that. You give me some ideas, I appreciate that also. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But everybody have a great night. Go enjoy the finals, right? The NBA finals are on right now. So go enjoy some basketball. We will be back next week, probably Tuesday at the same time, but we will be back next week. And we don't have an outro yet. So I guess we'll just say peace.
Go Birds.
Go Birds, baby.